Dr. Mike's lies have been captured. A pyramid of untruth awaits you. And so begins map 3 of Boom Panda. So now available for download off our website in the Bog Panda Vision section. Check it out, along with many Game Boy games of the Slapdash variety and an NES Dr. Mike puzzle game. So there's a lot of good stuff out there. But the Boom Panda WAD now has three maps, three Boom Panda specific maps, and wanted to kind of let folks get a little bit of an update on that. So I know it's been short since I sent you the information that it was now available for play, but have you had a chance to try out the map 3 yet?
I did very quickly. I didn't get multiple playthroughs the way I did on the previous levels before we did something like this. So I do have a lot more work ahead of me to do on there, but I absolutely love where all of this is going. I guess my first question is, how many maps are we getting total? Is that something you planned out, or are you just
No.
kind of okay?
No, I'm a reed in the wind. Gonna keep going. It's like the next kind of idea comes up about, I need to, because the way it's kind of started out, map one was, well, I need to make sure there's a level that kind of looks like our logo on the map screen. So that was the whole driver of the first map. And then the second one was some sort of concert hall thing might be interesting and kind of built around it. And for this one, I was like, I'd like to build a big ass pyramid of some sort, have it outside, and maybe have a lot of action going on. So when I come up with the next little, I think I'd like to try this out. I'll do it. So I'm very interested, and be honest with the Panda Army out there, and to me as well, because I can go in and fix things that need to be. What did you think of overall play on map 3?
I'm really enjoying it so far. Again, I haven't put in the time that I need to. So maybe I'll have critiques later, but so far I'm really enjoying everything with it. Obviously I'm a huge Doom fan, played lots and lots and lots of Doom. I never got into the fan made like WADs and stuff like that too much originally. There was a few that I played that my friends had, but we mostly played like the jokey kind of ones, like Barney Doom and things like that. Like the really like serious packs that you would get, there'd be like 1,000 levels on a CD-ROM and stuff like that. That would be packaged on magazines. I never really got into those. So it feels kind of new to me, even though I did kind of play some of that stuff because I mostly just stuck to the traditional stuff. And then there's of course, what's the crazy one where there's like a million enemies and that's the whole
Oh yeah.
thing. Yeah, so like stuff like that, but like only like crazy stuff. So to me, because I don't know how to do this, anything I don't know how to do is basically magic to me when I watch it, which is great because that's what I want. Like not to sound weird, I'm not impressed by things I understand because I feel like even if you do it better than me, like I understand mechanically how you did that. But when you're doing something that I don't know how to do, I'm just like, this is magic. I don't know how he's doing this. He sold his soul, sacrificed the chicken, and this happened. So that's awesome to me. And then this is all, it might be old hat for a lot of people, but for me, this is all kind of new. So I'm just super excited to get new levels. And I'm already like, what's the fourth one going to be? So that's why my first question was, how many levels are we getting?
Yeah, I'm going to keep going for a while. I do think, I don't know whether this is the moment that I do it or not, as I've just slowly started to dabble in the UMAP section to where you kind of start to connect other things to it. So if you wanted different sprites or different sounds or a different, an intro. And so, now between episode or map 1 and map 2, there's a little bit of text in between map 2 and 3. Like, kick the show off with the text that you're going to see for map 3. And so there's been a little bit there, but I've just barely scratched the surface of that. But I want to I'd like to begin some level of sprite modification because I think that could be kind of a cool. I mean, I do think there needs to be pandas in Boom Panda. It only seems right.
It does make sense.
So,
My
um,
immediate thought was like he's going to give everybody huge erections, but pandas make sense too.
yeah, yeah, it was a close call, but I've decided to go pandas. So
I
that'll be.
mean, don't
Um,
rule out erections though.
I I had thought about possibly taking characters from the classic Slapdash and introducing them as enemies, but I've seen some of the versions where they do that because in Doom, and this is all by the way, it's all for Doom 2 that the maps I've been doing, but within Doom, uh, those are the enemies are 2D. And and on occasion, certainly when you're editing it and kind of moving around, that becomes like super evident. But sometimes even during gameplay, on occasion, depending on what's going on, it's like, oh yeah, I guess they are 2D, aren't they? But it reads so 3D when you're playing it that it really kind of takes you out when something shows up that is blatantly 2D. And to take a Slapdash character, which is blatantly 2D, and introduce it, it kind of just looks like you pasted something over that. And so I might they might make their way into it more like a wall texture or something like that. And that's our logo too. Our logo needs to be in there as well as a texture. And it's just I've got to do the homework a little bit more to know how to pull that off successfully. But I kind of think before the fourth map comes along, or in conjunction with the fourth map, hopefully will be at least the introduction of a couple custom textures, if not a sprite messed with a little bit. We'll see on that. If anybody's watching is like all over how to pull the sprite thing off in an easy way, hit me up in the comments. Let me know because I've looked a little bit. I'm like, that feels a little daunting. I don't know about that. Texture's a little less not daunting, so it becomes just a matter of I can create it under the right palette and just need to find a way to kind of connect it to have it. I have to, at least to my understanding so far, I have to go in and replace an existing texture with this texture. So I think, but I'm far from an expert on that, but that's kind of the next place I'm looking to go. But no, this one was fun. The the disappointment for me was version one as I kind of built out and I started, with my North Star, the big ass pyramid, and so I went all in, and that thing had about like 16 levels, and it was just massive. It was just huge, and then I started to do some of the gameplay things I wanted to do about kind of getting the pyramid to do some things to introduce gameplay, and my being able to trigger everything I wanted to trigger over 20 times was not happening. And I also got actually kind of to a height that um, it started acting flaky for me a little bit too on getting textures to show up right and all that. So at the end of the day, I had to scale down what my original plans were. It's still an impressive pyramid, I feel, but it had to be adjusted a little bit. But yep, there's a couple of things in there. There's a couple secret areas. I'm really pleased with one of the secret areas. I think is not obvious to find. Not that the secret areas are always like super obvious in Doom to find, but you do get a nudge on occasion on what to do. But there's one that I think is uh, pretty well blended in, but we'll see. There'll be we can talk offline to see if that's something you've come across already or not. So
I've not. I can tell you right now that I haven't.
so it but they're there. So cool. Well, if you are a big Doom fan, and by the way, if you've got Doom and Doom 2 set up to run on your RG 35XX, you can grab this Boom Panda WAD and download it into the directory with all of your other Doom ones. And I completed all 3 levels the other night playing it on my 35XX, which was
Yeah, that's awesome. You sent me a picture of that. It makes me even more jealous that I apparently cannot get a working RG35X.
just seems wrong. Maybe I need to order it for you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I found that that's still nice. It is, um, I go through controller confusion in terms of it's really important to have a very good handle on which button is fire and which button is action. And for whatever reason, when I'm playing it on the RG35XX, I can't I can't keep those sticking. They just fade away from me. So I go into a room and I'm like, I need to start firing. And all of a sudden, wait a second, I'm changing weapons. Oh, now I'm holding nothing. I'm going to fight this guy by hand. I go, this is really bad. And while I've never been super adept at cruising through a level, the whole keyboard mouse combination allowing for, if not strafing, at least serpentining to kind of keep yourself clear, which is kind of a good skill to have for map 3 of Boom Panda, by the way. It's being able to do a little bit of uh, enemy avoidance in a wide open area. It's a little harder to pull off with the D-pad, and you kind of miss the mouse a little bit. But it was kind of fun to play, kind of fun to play on it. And I did learn early on to say I need to be a little more strategic about this because even knowing the levels, there were a couple sections I came into, and I'm like, well, I know I gotta be on my A game over here, and it was like, I don't have an A game anymore. I need to save this game because it may not turn out so well, but it's still fun. Cool. Well, hope you folks who are Doom fans do download it and play it. Let us know. It's all plugged into the Bethesda sphere as well. So if you play Doom 1 and 2 through Steam, you can go in and if you've logged into your Bethesda account, which sometimes can be tricky for some of us, but to get all hooked up there and do a search on Boom Panda on the mods. Um, Give it a try and let me know what you think. 'Cause appreciate any feedback, and we'll keep working on it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And to Kelly's point, if you have, because I had a bunch of issues logging into my Bethesda account through Doom 1 and 2, the remaster. But once you log in one game, you're logged in all of them, at least on Steam. So I also had the Doom 64 remaster. I was able to log in on that, which in turn had me logged in on Doom 1 and 2. So that was kind of a little easy workaround for it after wasting so much frustrating time trying to get logged in on Doom 1 and 2.
Dr. Mike's lies have been captured. And they await. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Bog Panda.